Kid is the 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 kid. Ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. So, guys, obviously, this is a little bit impromptu and so forth because you see, I was thinking of like, should I do? I'll explain why I didn't do this as a so-called emergency hanger because I'm going to tell you why this really wasn't an emergency. So I just felt okay, like, as a live show, as a discussion, let's actually discuss this. So I've got my amigos and my friends with me. Obviously, your Paul, Oz, Vader is going to join us soon, and Elias should join us soon as well. So we should get them in on the panel just to really discuss this and so forth. So the main topic is going to be Man City, but also as well, Paul's foster father, Luis Enrique, is apparently linked to the Chelsea job. So I'm just saying, Potter, you thought you had time. You thought you had time, Potter. A treble-winning coach is waiting in the wings. So, bro, don't you dare assume you've got life. So we will have that over there. So we'll talk about Luis Enrique over there. And also, I want to have a really interesting discussion. See, this is why I like my panel and I like the community because we are football merchants here. And I want us to talk about famous fathers and their sons. As in, are sons able to emulate their famous fathers and so forth? Because I thought it opened up an interesting discussion of Ronaldinho's son who has signed for Barcelona now. It's all about, okay, look about Kasper Schmeichel, Didi Blind, Thiago Alcantara, and Rafinha, and all of these guys who've had famous fathers, and how many of them have actually emulated their famous fathers, and should we expect that from dinho? So that's a cool discussion. And to round things off, guys, Sunday, UCL Sundays are back. UCL Sundays are back because next week it gets real. Next week it gets so real. And I am sweating ahead of that Dortmund game now. So guys, like that vid, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe if you're new. And get I'm just sitting there in the chat. So and get ready for our good old discussion stuff. And so let me put my stream marker in right now. So Man City. I've put out a video, I've put out a little thing, so I really want to hear from Paul and Oz from this, but let me just reiterate where I am with this whole stuff. We all knew they were cheating. We all knew they were financially doping. This isn't a surprise. This isn't a shock. Anybody shocked by this, I'm like, where the hell have you been? Where the hell have you been? We all knew that it doesn't stack up. You're not selling as much merchandise and selling your stadiums to the same degree as Man United, as Liverpool, as Arsenal and Chelsea. So where's this money coming from? It was obvious they have a liquid cash and they were not getting the cash from their revenue like everyone else. They're getting their cash from, oh, I need a bill. So they were just getting money independent of their revenue. So we knew this. So now, with the APL coming to do this stuff, the reason why I didn't want to do this as an emergency hangout is nothing's going to happen. This isn't Juventus. See, for Juve, it was like, oh, no. It gets real. We know you're guilty. Because we're so sure we're guilty, we're actually going to punish you now. Come again, because anything you come up against us, we know that it's all going to be BS because we know that you're guilty. So you spent 4 years following these guys. 4 years of collecting evidence. So in those 4 years, you're not confident enough to dock them the 15 points because they've broken these rules. So my thing is, I'm sorry, I'm not even sure whether. So you could say, oh, say 100 is 150. If you're so sure they are guilty, do what the FIGC did to Juventus, dock them their points, punish them now. So the fact that you're not punishing them and you're giving them time to respond, okay. Oh, by the way, time to respond. This could drag on for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. In 4 or 5 years' time, do you think Pep will still be around? Do you think Sheikh Mansour will still be investing in this club? So, but in 4 or 5 years, both Pep and Sheikh Mansour won't even be around. So, what is the point? So, I just feel that for the EPL, I'm sorry, you lack balls. You lack balls. You lack cojones, man. Because it's as if as okay, you're guilty, but we're not really too sure you're guilty. I respect what they did to Juventus. We know you're guilty. Boom, there you go. So I know a lot of people are saying that we've been cheated. And that's why I'm really hear from you guys. You've been cheated because if not for City, Liverpool could have won. Liverpool got robbed off of our trophies. Thingy got robbed off of our trophies. Don't look at City. Look at the EPL. Don't look at City. Bro, who's in charge of the EPL? EPL, you have the power to act whenever you want to act. This is your league. This is your organization. So it's like you want to play in an organization, you play by our rules. So if we ask to look at your books every step of the way, you sure as hell accept that. If you don't accept that, hitch the ride. So the fact that the EPL did not properly regulate everybody every step of the way, do not look at City. Don't be angry at City, be angry at the EPL. Because here is something that people don't want to accept here. The EPL wants this. They want this. They're happy with this. Because for the EPL, this is why I want to hear Paul says this. The EPL, like, we're not La Liga. We're not Tepas. La Liga, they're all watching you, everything, every penny you spend and so forth. EPL, come on down. You got money, come on down. Everything is free. You can do whatever the hell you want. They're only acting because the government says, wait a minute, are you regulating these freaking dudes? If it was down to the EPL, they wouldn't want to punish Man City because they like it the way it is, because it makes the EPL the most lucrative product that's out there. That's an attractive product for Newcastle with the Saudi owners. Oh, by the way, in the summer, United and Liverpool also going to get taken over by rich billionaires who can spend money the way that you can't spend in La Liga. Come on, guys. Paul, talk to me. What's your view on this whole Man City Shibanga scenario?
I mean, first of all, I agree with you. I mean, everyone knew that in one way or another, City were cheating the same way. Haaland hasn't been signed by 70 millions. The same way, and all clubs, and or at least a lot of clubs, and not only Premier League has done things like paying the agents. It's like things that everyone knows happens, but at the same time, there are any actual proof. It's like secrets, known secrets. Let's say. Having said that, the thing about this is all connected. The Super League, because what message do you send? What you are right now, and I'm looking at this from a European perspective.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Because think of UEFA right now. What message are you sending when Serie A has punished Juventus? And I know that I don't know if it's more or less the same charges, by the way.
Oh, no, okay, so let me clarify. So,
right.
And I think a lawyer said, so Juventus is criminal. This is civil. So for Juventus, they can go to prison. So they're actually trying to get Agnelli, who is one of the owners who stepped down, and they're actually trying. So if they are found guilty, they can go to prison. If City are found guilty, it's not prison. So for City, it's purely sporting. For Juventus, it's actually a criminal case.
Right, but in terms of consequences in football, right, to the club, and not to the president or the sheikh or whatever. The sheikh, nothing's gonna happen to him. But in terms of repercussions in football, it would be the same, right? Right. So what message are you sending if you are taking 15 points from Juventus?
Yeah.
Basically putting them on relegation, and you don't take at least 15 points from City. No, whatever that.
Well, no, because City, Paul, I'm confused with that. If you've spent 4 years and you said they've done all these transgressions, dock them the points, and then now come and now.
No, and I'm gonna say more, HH. If it's been during 4 years, the punishment should be harsher. And same with Juventus. If these guys have been cheating with everyone new,
no. So
it makes no sense.
No. So basically, no. So
I'm not saying it's gonna happen.
No. So basically, they've been investigating for 4 years, but I think
Right.
it's from
No, but
somebody in the
this is
chat
what
told me.
I
I think
mean.
it's like a 6 year period that they've been
Or
doing
yeah,
it.
right. It's like everyone knew it was there was no way City could have more earnings, actually legal earnings or normal earnings than Real Madrid, or not than Real
No,
Madrid, okay, but like other clubs like Liverpool, like
Man
United,
United. Yeah,
like
no.
there's no way, like Barcelona, like there's no way, bro. Like that was too sketchy, and still
Yeah,
they got away with it for so many years. Look, I don't know where this is going to end up. I don't know if they're actually going to get out of this. But the thing is, if someone has been cheating in this way
yeah,
for the past 6 years, how are
yeah.
you going to take for me 15 points? Juventus should already be relegated, if not
Mm.
more. For me,
Oh no, no, no. But
and I understand that APR is not going to do, and I understand that City fans may be like, well, what are you saying, man? You know, don't think about City. Think this was, I don't know, United. Think it was Liverpool.
yeah. So
Would it be fair?
9 year period. It's a 9 year
9 year
period.
periods. So if this thing has happened for 9 years period, it allows you to build a whole project, a whole like change every year the players. Like I'm sorry, I think the punishment, if this is proven, right? We're always saying innocent until guilty. Okay,
Yes.
I don't care.
Oh,
Innocent
okay,
until
okay,
guilty.
but Paul, let me ask you this though. So you feel that they should be docked the 15 points now, and then they should be responding similar to Juventus, or we should wait?
No, mate. First, no. First, wait for the resolution. But the thing is, the resolution is very easy to make. I mean, just
No,
as
no,
it
but
happened
Paul,
with
this could be
Juventus,
several years though. It could be several.
right?
People are saying
Why?
it could be
Why
several
is it
years.
several years? Why is it several years and that hasn't happened with Juventus? Why? Right.
No, no,
So
no.
that's
No, sorry. So basically, there are 100 charges. That's a lot. So if it's 100 charges, like okay, let's do boom, boom, boom. I think for you it's less charges, so you can pretty much zero in
okay.
on like okay, this is your transgression. But if there are 100 charges, okay, let's sit down and look through each one. But my issue here is this:
Yeah,
you've
right.
spent 4 years and you don't have enough conviction to be like, bro, 15 points. We're so sure in our position, we're going to dock it. No, Juve can still respond. Juve can still appeal.
Right.
But fine,
No,
if
but
you can appeal, but we're still going to dock you those points because we're sure that you're guilty.
I think there is a problem here, and I'm sure also has also something to say about what I'm gonna comment right now. I'm hating, and I know, and I will say that, and I've proven like things I said that I don't hate City. I actually kind of like the club because it's well run in other senses, like they are intelligent with their investments and everything. But bro, I'm seeing not now like in Twitter and everything, a lot of City fans saying, "Oh, everyone against us, whatever." Bro, forget the football side. Forget it. Forget the club. This is not even about the club. This is not the club. This is not the fans. This is not the players. This is not the manager. It's the board. Like this is not about fans or colors or banners.
Yeah.
It's not a
No,
your players are bad.
but Paul, this is how human beings are. It's how human beings are, as in like people are tribal.
Right?
They're tribal. Even if it doesn't make sense, people are tribal. People are like, oh no, if it's against Man City, or you must protect. Basically,
No, but
it's
HH, I don't agree. I mean, normally people are tribal, but if Real Madrid tomorrow, people like several courts say that Florentino Perez has been, I don't know, doing this kind of thing. Tomorrow, everyone, Perez is out, and everyone is looking for another president. I can assure you, because that damages the reputation of the club. It's like City don't care. They're like, no, all against us. No, it's your board against you. Don't you see? And by the way,
No, but
answering
do you
to
know
your
why
last
it's
question-
tricky? Do you know why it's different from Real Madrid? The most success City have ever had in their entire history has been under this board. Real were
understand,
successful
right.
before Perez, and Real will be successful after Perez. So for Real Madrid, the name is bigger than Perez. City's greatest success in the entire history has been under this board. This board has given them the greatest history. And for a lot of these fans, what they want more is we are better than Oz's club. Forget about the UCL. All City fans care is we are winning the league. That's it. If you ask a City fan from the heart of Manchester, they care more that they are winning the league while United aren't than whether they've won the UCL. As long as we are kings of England while United are there, that's all they care about. And bro, who could give us that? This board. Did they bend the rules? Who gives a damn? we beat United. And this board gave us the means and the resources to be better than United. And that's all they care about. And they will defend that to the end of the earth.
Before you go to us, very quick thing.
Yes.
Just answer to your last question. I would not deduct immediately, because if there is no, like, what are you basing your deduction of points on? Like, if it isn't proven. But if it is proven, since it is a more hefty and a
What did they
long
talk?
project, it's not a fine. It's a fine, and it's a relegation. For me,
Oh yeah.
If all of those charges are proven, 9 years, bro.
That's crazy. Okay.
If are proven, right?
Talk to me.
I don't like comparing this situation to Juventus, mainly because we say, Juventus got deducted points so quickly. That's not how it worked. That's not how it did. That's not how it happened. Serie A are very strict with their financial. So when every year Juventus have to submit like a financial reports,
yeah.
And it's easy because you have like clubs like Juventus, Atletico, Madrid, Barca. They all are owned by like the board. Like they have a board of directors. It's easy to find evidence and so forth. That's why Juventus, it was so quick, because the evidence was there. They already had it in their hands. The problem with the Premier League is that you have businesses that own the clubs. So you have City, who are run by Sheikh Mansour, but also they have businesses around it. So like they also own like New York FC. They have other business ventures in Saudi and all that. So like it's hard to ask for the financials of City, because not all the money that's in City is from City, or like their sponsorships and all that. And that itself is a problem, because we talk about how the Premier League is like the Super League. It is. At the end of the day, the Prem is the Super League. Like we want to talk about how Liverpool and United are about to get taken over by billionaire owners, and I'm happy with it. You don't see me complaining.
No. But it's so funny, because I want to actually do a video on it. So you were fighting this hand about Super League. What you're creating is essentially what the Super League is, but with promotion and relegation.
I don't agree with that. For me,
Bro,
I understand.
They're gonna have all of these billionaires, and also look at Enzo.
It's not about how much money you have. It's also how you've won it. When you have owners, imagine all footballs have owners, right? All football clubs have owners. Madrid have owners, everything, this kind of owners, right? And sheikhs and Americans, whatever. I don't care. And I'm saying this to everyone. Football is not gonna be the games. It's gonna be the transfer market, because it's gonna be about who is richer. Because it's going to be a point where no one cares about protecting financing rules, because no one gets any, let's say, positive by that. So obviously, when everyone has owners, those FFP will disappear.
Oh no, of course it will, and that's where it's going.
Who has the richest owner? If you want football to be that, then go on with the Premier League. Super League is not that. Super League is, we make trillions more, but with the revenue of the games, because we are capable of doing games that give you more money.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, now, wait, hold on. So here's the thing right now. Now, I know people have a few thoughts about what I'm about to say and so forth, but we are not going to go on, and we're not going to carry on until my man from Canada can explain to us why you're the only person present at a church wearing your Sunday suits. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Is this your suit for court?
This is a court, yeah.
Yeah, this is a courtroom. This is a courtroom. This is a courtroom, HH. Come on, man.
It's a real courtroom, right?
So, can you please respond to these allegations then?
I'm glad you phrased it that way. Excellently said. These are allegations, alleged breaches. All right. So again, we're gonna let due process do its thing. I respect how you phrased that, my friend, and didn't apply guilt. I understand in the court of public opinion we're already guilty, but we'll have our day. We'll have our day, and I'm confident that things will be just.
You see, you say allegations, and the thing is, this is not a trial. What City are on? This is basically Premier League looking at it like, what are the rules? What did you break? We'll look through the finances and see what happened. This right here is what, because me being a law student, I know some stuff about all of this, and the thing is, you have to understand that even though they're just called allegations, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't need actual physical proof of it. If the Premier League see you guilty, it's done. Game over.
No. Again. I respect that you're a law student, but these are alleged breaches that have been presented in front of City.
But they don't need much to see.
I'm
but
cool.
then they
I'm
have
cool.
to.
Because they
These
don't
are
need
alleged breaches. Dr.
they don't
Oz.
need-
Dr. Oz. It says Dr. Oz, not Lawyer Oz. These are alleged breaches. So I get what you're getting at. I understand. There will be a process that should be followed. I'm going to repeat myself. In the court of public opinion, you guys have already said City's guilty. I just want my time. Let me present the facts, and let's go from there.
Okay, so Vaso, so in your point of view, for your club, do you okay, what is your reaction to the reaction? So what is your reaction from people saying that you stole Liverpool's trophies, Gerrard should be a winner, Klopp should be a winner, you have essentially cheated? Are you still on the fence of no? First prove it before we do anything? Or Vaso, are you on my angle, which is that Vaso, come on. I know you might get so Vaso. It doesn't add up. Yes, in essence of proving guilty for Vaso, the number doesn't add up. The sales of players, your merchandising, people in your stadiums, and how much you've paid for, the numbers don't add up. So it's obvious that you've obviously cooked the books and so forth. But Vaso, as I said to these guys, the EPL have allowed that to happen because this is the ecosystem that they want to exist. So this is just for posture. So that's to say what?
You're asking me how do I react to the reaction? It's all over the place. Not only
It's
City
very
fans,
passionate, but
rival
people
fans.
are pissed.
Yes, people are angry, but people are angry before due process. All I want is for it to run its course. How are we going to be labeled or given these alleged breaches and instantly labeled as cheaters, instantly labeled as wrongdoers? I get it. You believe that there's a lot of smoke. You're looking for the gun. But let's wait until we find this gun before we apply judgment. I myself, I've seen this many times. And again, I'm in a court right now. You normally see me in a classroom. I take my time. I actually go through things. I study. This is something that needs to run its course. This is actually going to be happening behind closed doors in a private.
And also, we won't get a resolution after several years. It's going to be years before we get a resolution.
That may be a possibility. But the way I hear some of these fans and how they've reacted and some of these facts that they happen to have in their investigations, if it is that easy, this is a closed, shut case. For what I'm hearing from these rivals and these references that they have and these books that they already know are cooked, if those are the facts you have, then you got nothing to worry about. City is going to be guilty. But if it were that simple, we wouldn't really need this process.
But this is where I bring in OJ Simpson. Why do you guys? Okay. Look. Let me cook. Okay, why did everybody have that same expression? My God, man. So I bring in OJ Simpson now. In my view, he did it because I don't know who else could have. All because I assume he did it, or because I believe he did it. As my brother said to me that, what if he did it? I said to my brother, like, come on, bro, but who else could have? He's got the motive. There's a reason why he could have. There was no one in the vicinity who could have. That's asked my bro said to me, what if he didn't? So the fact that the prosecution, which was trash, by the way, couldn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he was guilty, as much as I believe that there is so much smoke, what if he's innocent? So my thing with City, I believe they're guilty. I believe they cooked their books. But what if they haven't? And if the EPL can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they've cooked the books, it's really so what we can't do, on Twitter and on social media is be like, oh, but of course, no. All you guys on social media, do you have all of City's records? Do you have the rule book next to you? And have you seen City's financial reports? And do you have financial fair play rules? And have you fully corroborated everything? If you've not done that, you're just a man on the road speaking. Because I think the facts are facts, because everybody can have an argument. Okay, let's even get to the nitty-gritty now. So one of the charges is sponsors. So everybody has a sponsor. So EPL alleges that Veto, please look straight at the judge, please. Look straight at the judge. So they allege that here's a sponsor. The money isn't actually coming from that sponsor. It's coming from Sheikh Mansour. But they make it seem as if that money is coming from the sponsor. That's one of the allegations. Now,
those are one of the alleged. Yeah.
So Vito, to that you say what? You believe that? No, that's like they all came from the sponsors. BS.
So there's two things that I need to do. One second. On the advice of my attorney, I need to stress that I am speaking on the behalf of me and only me. I do not represent the rest of the City fan base, nor do I represent the club as I speak to you right now. And I have the freedom to change this opinion with more information. Now, this has to be this has to be addressed correctly. This has to be addressed. Yeah, I'm okay to answer this. Now, these sponsorships and how the money happens to be flowing, I have no idea. I can't confidently say how that flows. I'm not a record keeper. I don't have access to the books. Okay. I do find it extremely hard to believe. And you brought up the OJ example. I do find it extremely hard to believe that the sophistication required to what you're suggesting would be exercised here to then move money between channels for the sake of a sponsorship. It's really simple. Additional sponsors can make themselves present. You can have a sponsor on the chest, you can have a sponsor on the sleeve, you can have a sponsor on a training ground. There's no need to have to what you're suggesting do. I do want to say that more time needs to be presented or made available for this information to be shared. I will have more details to share in the future. But right now I want to stress, I want to stretch. Lawyer Oz, I see you've changed your degree. And Professor Paul.
Wait, when?
It says Lawyer Oz. Now,
question for you.
I just want
no. Also, we were all gonna have questions. I have one more question that I will take it to me. Actually, did you know how you have those things? We have like 9 guys asking questions. So okay,
yeah,
so basically, to get to the room question. So basically, I've got one more question, and I'll take it to my colleagues. So before I go to other my colleagues, my last question is this. So another allegations is payments to managers. So we believe that these managers were not actually paid from the revenue generated by the club. These managers were actually paid by an external company that paid said manager. And this was in order to reduce the costs, the operating costs for City, to therefore be in line with financial fair play. So that money that, let's say, Mancini got wasn't actually revenue generated by Man City, it was from actually an external company. But what we're seeing on your financial reports is, it did come from Man City, when in fact it came from an external company. So those costs are actually false. To that you say what?
I believe there's a specific section that's referenced within the list of the 100 plus alleged breaches. I do find that there will be substantial information to point out that, yes, he has been, I believe you're referring to Mancini. Yes, he has been paid for services outside of his managerial responsibilities. I think with further investigation, you'll see that that was done for a consultant or an appearance that is clearly outside of what was required for his work with City. More detail will be presented to me, but that's the information that I have right now. It's on the up and up because they were two separate services provided, one as a manager, and I believe one as a consultant or an appearance. And we're familiar with many managers and players actually doing appearances. That's separate from the club.
So at this moment, I'll now hand over to my colleague, Lawyer Oz, to ask his line of questioning. So, Lawyer Oz, it's all yours.
So, do you believe that? So, there's one of the allegations pointed to your club is that the grass at your stadiums are too long. What do you first believe that's true or not?
I'm glad you brought that up, Lawyer Oz.
I brought up a reason.
this laundry list of alleged breaches is substantial. It's tremendous. And many of them do fall under, and again, I speak for myself, not the club or anyone else, do fall under minor infractions. Okay. The length of the grass, whether it was too short, too long, has been one of the alleged breaches that the league has presented towards City. I think if the microscope was placed on all clubs as it is currently placed on City, I believe you would find that same issue or alleged breach amongst many clubs within the league.
Are those all your questions, Oz?
I bring that up because there's a tactic by the Prem. You go small in order to go big. So you're using this let the grass is too long. You're using this as a opening. So once you open the door,
may I
now you're allowing a City to.
You cannot interject. Please let Oz finish his line of questioning, please. Thank you.
Now you're bringing. So let's say they're found the truth is the grass is too long. Normally you wouldn't think much of it. Now the Premier League now you lied about that. What else did you lie about? And now they're allowed to gather evidence, more evidence. And the thing is, City are smart about this because this is another tactic. City being geniuses, give them everything you have. That's a lot of information, even for a whole corporation of lawyers. You give them everything you have. You're slowing the process down. You're slowing it down. You're slowing to the point where it does. Even if 3 years from now they're found out guilty.
So sorry, Oz, is there a question in this diatribe that you have here towards?
I'm just explaining it to the audience,
Okay.
So they're on the same page.
May I address what you presented that
Go ahead.
point right now? So yes, this approach with regards to throwing everything, the kitchen sink, everything has been thrown at City. There will be instances where City may be in error, may have not delivered with regards to the length of the grass. That may be one of the alleged breaches that City, quote unquote, may be guilty of. In the grand scheme of things, would a severe punishment be placed on City for that infraction? No. But this tactic in terms of throwing everything at them, we see what it is. Let's see what sticks. And I'm stressing this. Those of you in the chat, those of you that will talk to me later, future shows, I stress this. If we are found guilty for some of these infractions, please, I throw myself at the feet of the court. Let's deal with this. What is my punishment for such an infraction? And I'll take the punishment.
At this moment, I'd like to direct the line of questions to my colleague, Mr.
Is it hot
Paul.
Is it hot in here?
No, I think it's just you. It's actually rather cold, so you're revealing your nerves there.
No.
So, my colleague Paul, please, your line of questioning now.
Right. I'm incredibly devastated to say that my questions break the gimmick. So instead of asking the the subject here about the process that has been going on with City. I would instead much prefer to ask about their personal. Again, I think this is relevant to a major to a major case, to their personal view on the fact that if they get, let's say, if they finally get, they get found
Punished.
guilty of something, whatever. What would be your view, Don Vator? What would be your opinion? What would be your stance when you see that PSG are not judged by the same, let's say, I don't know, moral? Or what is your view if 10 years later it's found that another club in the Premier League was doing the same thing? For example, especially clubs like United and Liverpool, who are accused of, yet not found guilty of.
And there's also,
there are
sorry, I'd like to stress that Chelsea are not involved in any of this. I'd like to stress that Chelsea are not
Right.
involved in any of this. Thank you.
They will be. They will be. Watch out.
So
That apparently are closer to some Premier League officials. So what will be your stance there if there is a breach of actually equal or more or less equal, treatment?
that's an excellent question, and thank you for Professor. This process has shown me a lot, and being a City fan, I've actually been reminding this over many years. You've heard this before, I'm sure, many of you. When they go low, we go high. I'm sure you've heard this. Michelle Obama.
Well, sorry. My version is when they go low, I go lower. So that's just me. But
All right. Well, let's keep your bedroom things to yourself, and we'll deal with what's happening right here. Now, what I want to stress is we're not going to point fingers at the rest of the clubs. We're not going to say, what about those guys? I understand some of the fan base may be doing that, but the club in itself, we're going to deal with this matter. Because best believe these alleged breaches are across the entire league. Are we to believe that clubs are ran perfectly? Clubs do not have errors? Clubs have not had alleged
not every
breaches?
club spends $1 billion every transfer window.
Okay, now if you're talking about spend, that is a different thing. But if we're talking about this laundry list of alleged breaches, I'm sure other clubs have had them.
It's a smoke screen. It's a smoke screen.
No,
This is just mainly about you pretty much cooking the books and overspending every window.
Am I to speak to Professor, or am I to speak to HH?
No. You spoke to all of us. We're all in this. So yeah, it's about your overspending in windows. My dear friend with your suit, we know you're guilty, and we know that you've been overspending and so forth. But the whole thing is the EPL just doesn't care. So this charade with this suit and when you're Sunday best and so forth doesn't fool me, doesn't fool the streets and so forth.
It's Monday.
So, do you have a final? So before close, do you have a final statement to the jury? Your final closing statement to the jury.
Again, this is not my final statement because, like I said, this is a process. But what I want to stress is let the information present itself. Let's not act like we don't all live in glass houses. All right,
and let's wait for the payments to arrive at. Okay.
They are coming. They are coming after City. If you believe that City will be the only one targeted, you're moving very foolishly. And I get it. City are low-hanging fruit. We've been in the media for many of these things over the years. But do not label us as cheaters or guilty before the verdict. That's the last thing I'd like to say. And thank you for the time.
So obviously, before I go to the dubs, I think we can all agree that after that performance, City are guilty as F. So after that, I'm sorry.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, please go for it. Paul, go for it.
Could I say a bit about this? Because I know that this is not the topic instead, but I think this is very relevant to the idea of the Super League. More, or not even Super League, but UEFA in general. Right? So I'll try to be brief, even though I rarely am. Look,
No, Doria, I'll cut your mic if you're here after 2 years. So
right. I'll cut it myself. It will break itself. No, but seriously, you know, I've asked this to Vator because now hopefully some English clubs will start suffering what Spanish side has been suffering, and you'll say, well, that is not UEFA's fault, that is Tebas, right? But the thing is, it is UEFA who has to make sure, and it is not only UEFA. It has to be UEFA, and I don't know if FIFA has something to do about it, but it's basically there has to be some kind of equality in terms of like we spend what we earn by deals and everything, right? So if everything, all the money who was earned by the Premier League, which is more than La Liga sides, were just by TV rights, merchandising, and everything, and sponsors, right? That's fine. It's fine that you win more because you produce more. The problem is how much time has not only City, if they have been, which I believe so, but I believe so. I don't know. I do not know so. How much time has other English sides doing this, or doing things that are just other shady things, right? How much time has the Spanish side has been damaged by the fact that, by the way, Barca have already being, having touched by this a year ago, practically, and still is. What does this mean for UEFA? What does this mean for the Super League? I'm asking this question because when people say that they're against the Super League, using the argument that the Super League is the same thing that the Premier League, so why would we that the Super League is doing it for money and everything? It's like, yeah, but the money that you earn in the Super League is because you get Bayern, Chelsea every day, so the TV deals are going to be much higher.
It's all calculated within.
Right. So the thing is, this.
Paul, I'm for the Super League. I am pro Super League. I've always been pro Super League.
No, I know you are, but this is. Look, I hope that Vator, if they are found guilty and everything, or even if they're like, I hope Vator, City fans, understand that this is what. Start to understand why the Spanish side and Italian side were speaking so loudly about this. But in fact, they are not the biggest villains if they are culprit. It is PSG, because it is PSG's directors and PSG people who is inside UEFA. Literally, they have
he's the president. He's the head.
And in UEFA, officially. Now, if that it doesn't seem shady to anyone, okay. But you'll see that to PSG will not happen the same that as a City, maybe later with, I don't know, I'm gonna make it up, Chelsea, I'm gonna make it up, United, right? I don't know. So you'll see it won't happen. If it happens, won't be the same repercussion because you aren't equal. Because the big dog is the PSG, and then the big dog is City and United, and the last dogs are the Spanish sides because they are the ones that are against UEFA.
Oh no, it's not the fact.
That's my point.
Let me quickly hit some debates because Mickey was going to do this. So Minnesota community. When Pep said we can't replace him, he meant trophy. Oh, I mean, Rick. Albert Cardenas. Today, HH feels like I don't know what you mean by that. So I'm not going to respond. I have no idea what you mean by that. AJ, City being clean like goes from Power being. I don't know whether you guys did any of you guys watch Power?
Yes.
Great. Ghost is my hero. Ghost is a hero, man. True City fan. In Africa, we say a hyena is a hyena and it will never change. You know, Patrick, you always have a lot of these African sayings. Shout out, man. Whimsical thought. Thank you for the dub, man. Juve, Barca, and Real Madrid are still part of the Super League. Barca and Juve got the bond from their respective leagues. City backs out of the Super League. Think about it. That's the leverage or easy pass City gets. You see, look, I'm still for the Super League. And I do feel that the way that they went about it was just too swift. But 100% we are naturally going to go there because as Paul just said, of course it makes sense. If you have 10, 15 of the biggest teams you're bringing in your supporters, your fan base, your eyeballs, and you control the TV. Basically, you have like your own Netflix and so forth. So the revenue generated by the subscription models that you have for people who subscribe to watch these Super League games, that is what is going to fund everybody. So everyone's making money and everyone is eating from the pie. That is where things are going. Because why should UEFA just get all the pie rather than us clubs who actually generate all the good stuff, man? So, but look, Super League is going to come back. It's still going to come back, but just in a different form. Abubakar Denias, Victor, how are you going to respond to 100+ charges?
It's not going to be for me to respond to all 100, but I will say that one by one they will be tackled. If you notice, some of what has been mentioned are repeats. They're just repeated year after year. And I'll be honest with you, there's also some alleged breaches of City not listing the right number of members to attend a general meeting. So
wow.
I get the 100. The 100 was done for, and let's not miss the irony here.
Posture.
And then again, Monday morning, we all see 100. Like, we get it. But that list, not all are quote unquote severe. If yes, I'm free to say this. Not all of them are severe.
Vader, are you willing to give Ollie his Premier League back?
What?
I would expect that from a United fan to ask that silly question. No, I would not give Ollie a league title. It's crazy.
Miguel Rabines, man. Nothing will happen to City purely because the UK and the UAE have either good relations or want to improve relations. No. I'm just saying, where there's smoke. If
that was the case, they wouldn't even bring these charges up at the first place.
It's for posture. Nothing's gonna happen to City.
Let me.
Wait, so why are you even in a suit? You're not gonna get convicted. You've already paid them off.
No. Again, I adamantly say that there has been no payment sent to anyone. That is not what happened.
And I should believe you because you're in a suit wearing an earring. That's why I should believe you.
No, you hey, this is for style, but I'm dressed for success.
And that's also so I want to believe a guy dressed. I thought you were in church. I thought you were in church.
Court. This is a courtroom.
That looks like you're the only guy in church. So where's the pastor? And
those aren't church doors. You don't see anything. You don't see anything describing something holy on those doors. But I do want to stress this.
Interesting, because I can't find the security guard or any orange jumpsuits. But please continue.
This is a tight angle.
All right, cool.
What I want to point out is,
have you broken in a courtroom?
Yeah, it looks like if you've actually broken it, because I'm like, how are you the only person in the courtroom and I can't hear or see anyone else? You know what? It's fine. Right, tight angle, I get it. 100%. Tight angle.
The judge has set it's in recess right now, so everyone's left the room. I want to stress this because you talked about posturing. About posturing, HH. And we've all heard this. We know that nothing is done by accident. We know that there's a political angle here. We've heard about the delay with regards to these white papers. We know that the league is trying to show that they can police their own. City, low-hanging fruit, they are the targets. I want to stress this because this is a point that I just want to make out. And again, I'm stressing that I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for City fans or the league or the club. The punishment will be a tricky one because, like I mentioned before, you may believe that your clubs are flawless. That's highly unlikely. So this punishment needs to be accurate because it will be a precedent that will affect other clubs moving forward. That's all I would like to say.
Nothing is happening. From Abdallah, UAE invests a lot of money in the UK. Tory allies.
HH. Qatar are actually about to buy Man United.
Stop it.
I'm just reading the chat. I'm seeing it. I'm like,
wait.
Congratulations.
What? No. But is it the chat or is it actually because
Qatar
the chat
such a bid to buy Man United imminently? This is crazy.
What?
From a news cycle standpoint, I will be very happy for this news to drop.
You got the Sun, the Mirror, all talking about. Oh my God, yes.
What?
I'm gonna leave briefly to get out of this suit, but I will be. I'll
Okay.
be-
HH, imagine 20 years ago
What?
that a fan was happy and was joyous because doesn't matter if an American or Sheikh buys them. Like, this is so.
Paul, this is the sad world that we're in, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and then this is the kind of guys that then say, "Oh, this is for the money,
Wait, so
for the fans."
Badass omelets. You're breaching at least 200 bald person laws, man. Wait, who are you referring to regards to bald? Because that is me, bro. This is my real hair. So I don't know who you're referring to, bro. HH, take off that Scientology 1990s. Again, this is my real hair. I don't know what you're referring to. This is my real hair. HH looking like an undercover cop. Again, I don't know who you're referring to. This is my real hair, man. HH hairline suing his hair for character. You guys need to chill, man. HH looks like a fan of. Zeno, if Yaya's agents can vouch for City's transparency, for a guy that hates us so much, my mind is made up. Hashtag it doesn't fit. Hashtag protect the ground staff. Look,
Perhaps he took payments. That's why he's defending.
money. Look, man, money heals all. Money rules all.
AJ, how much you
Manchani was paid twice. Sorry, wait, hold on quick these jobs. Albert Cardenias. Al Hilal beats Flamengo after CR7 joins Saudi Pro League. He's so good, he's inspiring his opposition to hype up the league. These are level. Sweet! Shout out to your man, Cristiano. And look, as I said again for Cristiano, I'm actually done with him. Let him just retire in peace, man. That's my thing for him. It's fair. They still lost to Leon with fake Drake. Hashtag bald equals flop. Again, who is referring to his blood? Oz, what do you want to say before we move to our next?
No, I wanted to know how much you guys are willing to sell Enzo Fernandez. Since now we're rich.
So now moving on to our next topic here. Hey, my guy, Paul. I think you like this. So, all of you people that said, "Oh my gosh, Potter's gonna be here for life. Potter has time." No. We got the Zoe. And we've got So with from Portugal and Zoe, we are not going to accept mediocrity. We're not going to accept the process. So Potter, if you're going to say what's up, we've got a treble winner who's ready to take the reins and take us to footballing nirvana. So guys, there are rumors around the camp that Luis Enrique, yes, this Luis Enrique could take over at Chelsea if Potter continues to play that backhead football. Do you know why I love this? The pressure is on. The hot is on because, let's be real, we all saw Bowley. Bowley was sleeping. And I think he was watching porn because the game was so boring. We all saw him in the freaking stands, man. So my thing is this. For Todd Bowley, he's from Hollywood. Okay? So, and all no one will know about Shortham and everything. So my thing here is he wants to bring that entertainment and that testing back. Oz, are you scared? Are you worried? Oz, I don't care about Qatar. I'm not scared about Qatar. Are you worried? Are you worried that Luis Enrique could come and give you that la to Chelsea?
How long did it take Luis Enrique to get Spain going? How long do you think it would take?
Does Spain have from Portugal?
Different.
No, I think it's harder to coach.
How long did it take Erik ten Hag, for international? Right.
What happened?
No. They just how much time did it take for Erik ten Hag for his international side? No, right.
If you're a good manager, Oz.
Right.
If you're a good manager, you're a good manager. Okay, trust all Oz.
I'm telling you is it takes time. Time. You want Luis Enrique to come into this mess of a Chelsea? It's going to take minimum 2 years for Luis Enrique to sort that out. And let me tell you this: you already got the man. You're a man there who's dealing with it right now. Dude's named Graham Potter. So now you want to sack him, get Luis Enrique, and then hopefully maybe it'll take you more time.
Oz, this is Chelsea FC, man. I don't want to use the rude words I don't want to use the S word that your man Vito used.
If you want immediate success, there's a dude in Roma. that can get you immediate success. That dude alone can
Us,
help
I
you.
want somebody who understands football the right way, who understands the technique. No offense to Potter, quality stuff and everything about Potter. You don't build for this because I told you. I remember myself. I wanted Tuchel sacked. I didn't want Potter. I need someone who speaks basic UCL. I need someone who speaks basic trophy. Potter doesn't speak basic trophy. Forget about UCL. He doesn't even speak basic trophy. If you're going to take over my club, my Chelsea, you have no trophies within you. All you have is Brighton and Östersund.
You see,
Östersund?
this is the
No.
same-
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. The heck?
This is the same guy that said, "Oh, Ten Hag's gonna flop." A month later, he's like, "I want Ten Hag at my club." What?
Can I
You
respond?
can't
Can
do
I
that.
respond? Tell me when Potter took a team to the semifinals of the UCL.
He managed Brighton, bro. Do you want him to get Brighton to the
I would
Champions
agree.
League? Is that
Tell
how
me
it works?
when he took a team. I don't give a damn. Gid. Tell me when he took a team to the
Gid?
semifinals of the UCL. I want to come to Veto now. Veto, Luis Enrique. So Veto, can you now see why Chelsea are not playing around? Can you now see why Tabby is that freaking dude? And do you believe that Chelsea are moving in the right way to put Potter under pressure? And if he doesn't deliver, and Veto, sorry, before you go, Veto, I dare him, I double dare him, I triple dare him, I quadruple dare him to lose to Dortmund. I dare him, wait, hold on, sorry, very quick. I dare you to lose to Dortmund. Potter, I dare you to lose to Dortmund because we have to win this freaking trophy. We have to win this trophy because we're not going to win the league, not the trophy. We have to win this trophy. So we have to win the UCL. You lose that first leg, you're sacked. Luis Enrique takes over. So, Veto.
I'm disappointed, HH. I'm disappointed.
Surprise.
Todd Bowley, new management, new ownership, brings in a new manager. I thought there was a different vision. I'm not going to use the S word. You don't like it when I use it.
I don't like the S word.
But you're reverting back to your old ways. You're trying to add another body. You're trying to add another body to your body count. Is that what I'm hearing right now? If you lose this one match against Dortmund, you're saying get this manager out and bring in a new one?
Wait, so I dare him. I dare him to lose to West Ham this Saturday. Wait, so he's on the hot seat. Wait, so
How many?
No, wait. So do you know how embarrassing it is to see Chelsea lingering in ninth? And
Well,
you
got company.
I'm sorry. Like
You've got
I
company there with
don't
Liverpool,
speak.
so it can't be that bad.
Wait, so I've never spoken mid-table in my entire life. The moment I went out of the womb, when blood was on my face
You're
as a
getting a little
baby,
too
I was
descriptive.
speaking fluent treble. I was speaking fluent trophy when I came out of my mother's womb.
Too
I
much
don't speak
detail.
mid-table.
Why did you need that visual? But let me say this. Potter's he's not getting a fair shake, man.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, look at his fresh shake. He needs more time.
He needs to at least be able to fight. The
Yeah.
first sign of difficulty, you can't kick him out.
Yes,
No.
Victor. Yes, I can, and I will. For Luis Enrique, yes, I can, and yes, I will.
He's always there though, HH. You'll always have Enrique. You can have Enrique at the end of the season. You can have the conversation. You can say, hey, listen, I'm not too confident with Potter. Don't make any decisions. Enrique, don't make any decisions. Wait for us.
Okay, Victor, what part of I wanted Tuchel sacked? I did not want Potter. I wanted Tuchel sacked. I did not want Graham Potter. I never wanted him in the first place.
HH, you keep saying I.
Yes, me.
You don't run Chelsea. There's a dude named Todd Bowley that runs Chelsea. And he wants Graham Potter. He gave him a 6-year contract at your club.
Then why was he watching porn during Chelsea's last game then?
Whoa. Back
I don't.
Wait. Oh, bro, he had his phone this way, not this way. And you watch films this way. And it wasn't Teletubbies he was watching, bro. So I was going to say, Paul, talk to me. Luis Enrique gave us the Spanish angle from the whole thing, man. So
absolutely love Luis Enrique.
Yes.
I think he's a very underrated manager. Everyone who has seen his teams play, Spain doesn't count because international football is another thing, right? I mean, and people that, I will go. Don't go. I will not go into it. But look, the HH. I was the. I was one of the guys, and I still have the mentality of when you get a manager, you have to back him at least for a little time. Okay, you have to do. Now, Victor says a point that it's not fair, or it's not. You haven't given the time for him to prove if he either works or not, right? But you also, I think, you also have to take into account: is it the risk and reward? Because Luis Potter could be in the future, but right now is nothing compared to Luis Enrique, right? In managerial terms. So at the same time, I think Enrique would not allow Chelsea to be in mid-table. Yet, until you win a trophy, you will need 1.5 years, 2 years, because Enrique's a guy that likes to get young people. He brings them with confidence. He likes to build the team around. It's like he has things of Guardiola, but plays a more vertical football, or he tries to. But know that what you will be getting, H. You're not getting Mourinho. You're getting a coach Guardiola style. You're getting La Masia. It's a project. It takes time for it to shine, but I do think that Enrique is such a good manager that he would take these players and would get them out of the mid-table to the top, or at least sixth for right now. It's the battle
No,
up front.
and Paul, just the main thing is he's a better coach and manager than Potter. So
Right now, he is obviously.
yeah,
H is allergic to time. You say it takes time. He gets an
that is
allergic
true.
reaction.
Here's the thing though. I can have patience if I can see a project, if I can see an idea. Potter has no flipping idea what he wants to freaking do. I don't know what you're trying to do. I was with Sarri. When Chelsea were doing some 5-0 to City and so forth, because Sarri was 4-3-3, possession, this type of roll. Okay, let's roll. Because my thing is that at least give me an idea that's an actual good, positive footballing idea. I am with you, win, lose, or draw. I am not with you if I see no product, no idea, and you're mid-table. Then get the hell out.
Tell me this. No, tell me this. Did Sarri, all of these managers, Carlo Ancelotti, Mourinho, did they all have to deal with 28 players coming in a transfer window?
Oh, please.
I'm just saying.
please.
You literally bought an entire squad
Please.
in the transfer window. What do you want him to do?
Give me a break.
Make
Give
them
me a
all
break.
want to play together in 3
Give me
seconds?
a break.
What do you mean? You don't understand that it takes time to gel. It takes time to put a philosophy in. Like you want everything to happen like this, and like I told you, Roma, there's a dude who will win automatically if you want to go that route.
I know you're a lawyer, but Ozzy, you can't Johnny Cochran me into wanting to keep Potter and so forth. I know in law that they teach you to be slick and use all these cool words and so forth and everything and that and everything. My head is made of steel. And I will not, you will not Johnny Cochran me to say, well, Paul is actually quite good, I do feel that. No, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen, okay? I want what I want, and what I want is if Luis Enrique is in the market, hey, Hansi Flick, hey, but Potter, no. And also, here's the thing. Should we have an uncomfortable conversation? I will bring it up again that people don't want to answer this.
As an English manager. Right. That's a conversation.
Paul, I'm just saying. Because I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is that since the 92-93 season, an English manager has not won the Champions League, a European trophy, or the league in any of the 5 major leagues.
And let me tell you what you said. You said you don't consider Graham Potter an English manager. So
no. True, not in the traditional sense, but I'm sorry. Basically, he could be the first. Don't be the first at Chelsea. Be the first for Tottenham. So I don't need the first English manager. So what I need is somebody who can say what's up now. So give me Spain, give me Portugal, give me Italiano.
Also, it's not. It's like people. You need to give time, and I absolutely agree with that. But it's not the same thing, United and Chelsea, because with United, Ten Hag, everyone agreed. Everyone that at least knew a little bit about Ten Hag knew that he was an elite manager. knew that Barcelona, if you didn't come for him, and if Xavi was very didn't go Xavi that year, Barcelona would have gone for Eric Ten Hag. Like top clubs were interested in Ten Hag.
Well, Paul, you know what? See, that's not true. A lot of people wanted Graham Potter. People
No.
wanted him.
No, sorry. But that's because the it's the kind of the British English tax. You know that they always think that the things in home are always the best. And
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Paul.
Before we go to the next topic.
HH, he said it. He came out the womb, and he's expected to be at the top of the league. He's spoiled.
Spoiled.
He's absolutely spoiled. And he's not going to give the time to this manager. And mind you, this season, he's now gone through two. He wants to go through two managers and get on his third body with a third manager. This is HH. This is what he wants. If you believe that you're going to have the excuse to say that Enrique doesn't have his players moving forward, you got another thing coming, HH. Because now your owner has shown that these players are bought for the club. These 8-year contracts are for the club. There's no in and out every 18 months, new manager, new players. No. So if you believe Enrique can make these players cook, power to you. But I expect you to change your ways. And clearly in 2023, you're the same HH from high school.
Hey! From a half hope, mad lover. Hold up, Mr. Defense. We got some witness snitches. Ooh! Oh my gosh, man. We said it so. So guys, I want to talk about genes. GENES. Hold up. Wait, is anybody watching that Last of Us TV show on HBO?
I'm not caught up, so please no.
Okay, yeah. So I wouldn't say because I haven't played the game though. Well, I played about 50 minutes of the game, so I'm watching the TV show. It's interesting.
The game's awesome. The game's wicked.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
as now I'm thinking about playing the game because of the changes they've made. So I don't know. I'm probably good, but bro, I am stuck with No Man's Sky. Have you heard of that game, No Man's Sky, bro? I'm putting in like I think I've done like 40 hours.
Forget about No Man's Sky.
Oh no, No Man's Sky. No Man's. I mean, for me, sorry, Skyrim was my. I think the game I put in the most hours was Skyrim. But bro, No Man's Sky.
Play The Witcher. If you like Skyrim, play The Witcher, man.
No. Skyrim is a whole different ball game, man. But No Man's Sky, I have my own spaceship. I can make my guy pink and white and so forth. I can fly. I have my own jetpack. And you can go to billions of planets. It's my dream. My own spaceship. The heck, my own spaceship. So, guys, let's talk about dinho. So, João Mendes. Huh? Who the heck is João Mendes? It's Ronaldinho's son. And everyone is excited. Jeez, dinho 2.0. Oh my gosh. This jersey is coming home. Wow. So, I want to ask a question to you guys. And this was an interesting one. How many sons of great fathers, keyword, great fathers, have been able to emulate their father? Think about it. How many? Because if people say, "Oh, what about Thiago Alcantara?" Mazinho wasn't that great. Mazinho was just like he was a good squad player for Brazil in the '94 World Cup, but he wasn't that great, and so forth. So, how many sons of great players have been able to emulate their father? Now, people said Kasper Schmeichel. I grew up with Peter Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel is very good. Peter Schmeichel was an outstanding keeper. Like, the guy was insane. So, Kasper Schmeichel is very good, was not as good as Peter Schmeichel. So, when you think about it, not many sons who their father were great players, not medium players, great players, ever emulate their father.
Yeah.
So, and also, I've seen clips of this guy, this son. He's left-footed. I think he's a striker. They play totally differently. So I think people's idea is, if you have the same genetic code as your father, you should play the same. No. Now, you may be the same in terms of mannerism, character, and so forth, but when it comes to football, it doesn't seem to translate. It just doesn't seem to translate. The great George Best. Bro, I remember seeing Callum Best at the premiere of freaking Expendables. That's what it was. He became like a media darling kind of a guy. So when you look at a lot of these songs, and I remember the first one was Jordi Cruyff. Because remember when Jordi Cruyff came into, guys like, oh my gosh, this is Johan Cruyff, boom, 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 Johan Cruyff son and everything. He was okay. He was decent.
Yeah.
But you know that every time he played, it was, oh my gosh, Cruyff, 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 Cruyff. So he had that weight of expectation upon him. And I use example for acting. Denzel is one of the greatest actors of all time. Greatest actors of all time. And it pains me to say this. John David Washington is not a very good actor. He's not a very good actor. And the only for acting, the only ones that are close to their father is Kiefer Sutherland and Don Sutherland. Don Sutherland is super actor. Bro, go watch 24. Kiefer Sutherland is flipping amazing. Go watch The Lost Boys. But I just feel that for these songs, having to have this famous name is hard. And bro, there is no name bigger than Dinho. There is no name bigger than Dinho. A guy who pretty much inspired a whole generation to get into football. I think I don't know what it is, but I think it's if you're between 20 and 26, you got into football because of Ronaldinho. Like 90% of football fans between 20 and I think 26, I think that's the thingy. They say the reason why I got into football was Ronaldinho. So he is, in my opinion, one of the most beloved and influential football players in the history of the game. So if I am the son of that coming through, imagine the freaking pressure. So, I mean, Vader, talk to me. I mean, this whole thing with Dinho's son, should we... It's going to be hard to be like, oh my gosh, what if? But should we be like, come on. I know he's his son, but he will share something that's similar to his father, but it ain't on the pitch. It's off the pitch, but not on the pitch.
Yeah. It's a tough standard to match. And you said it as you were talking. Great players, it's gonna be almost nearly impossible for a great player to then also have an offspring to match their greatness, because that's essentially another generation to then match the level of greatness and influence. So it's almost impossible to ask them to do that. But I think we also have to keep in mind that where the offspring is starting from is nowhere near the father or mother that had the success started, right? Because we know through struggle comes a desire, a drive.
Yes.
You know, let me set
it's
the
a point
standard.
that guys made. Yeah.
Let's set something up for my family. It's different on the other side. I'm not going to say that his kids grew up comfortably and they had nothing to worry about, but in a sense, they didn't have the same struggle that he did.
Oh, no, sorry. Before I forget, great steal you brought this, because do you know what this reminds me of? Tyson. So I watched a lot of Tyson's podcasts and so forth. And I think, so Tyson says, one of his kids wanted to get into boxing. And Tyson that, you will not be able to suffer the way that I suffered. Because based on where I grew up and everything, that desire was inbuilt upon me. You've got a freaking mansion. You don't have to think about money and so forth. You just have to think about suffering. So that kind of desire in there. Another example is Michael Jackson. So for Michael Jackson, when you just look at growing up in the 50s and the 60s, what America was like then, who Joe Jackson was, how old school he was, what it meant to grow up black at those times and so forth. That kind of drive and intense discipline, it ain't the same if I'm now Michael Jackson, the father, and now these are my sons now. So that is a portion that is missing of like, bro, I'm coming from the streets here, so I'm willing to do everything. For Dinho's son, if you don't make it, bro, there's a mansion and a lot of money waiting for you. So there is zero jeopardy.
It's not the same. It's not the same drive, and it's no fault. But imagine you doing that extra rep. Imagine you running that extra mile. Imagine you doing those extra hours of drills to perfect your game because you know this is your ticket. This is how I get out. Whereas I don't really need to do this. I'm going home in my comfy king size bed and all that kind of stuff. So I wish him all the best, but the pressure to try and emulate or exceed what his father's done should not be placed on him. No. We've seen many greats. It shouldn't be put on him. And then there's also the nostalgia, the romance factor, right?
People are desperate for it to happen because it's a great story. Oh my gosh,
Dinho's an amazing story.
He's reborn.
But we saw, and again, this is how I describe Ronaldinho. I saw jazz. I saw samba. I saw just rhythm on that pitch. And I saw many things for the first time. Yes, his son can have that style, have an element of it, but it's not going to be like seeing it for the first time. So I hope people aren't harsh on him and crush him and say you're trash because you're not as good as your father. And they appreciate him for what he is, because if that's the standard that they're going to hold him to, it's going to be difficult. But I wish him the best.
Paul.
I mean, so obviously I subscribe to everything that Peter said, like you normally do. But yeah, I mean, and it's not only just the struggle, which I absolutely agree with. It's one of the key points, and the way you grow up with, the way you grow up. Yeah, grow up with. There is also the probability. It's just the probability. It's just that it's not only being at that elite level. It's not only about working hard, which it like that's most of what you have to do. Doesn't matter how talented you are, you have to work hard. But at the top level, and if we're comparing him to his father, doesn't matter how hard any player you can name me could have worked, nobody would have played like Dinho, because it's like it's inherent talent. It's the itis, you know. It's like
no. But people's arguments are that talent is part of his genes. So wouldn't some of that talent fall into a guy who's literally your biological son? And my idea is that it just doesn't tend to happen. It just doesn't. We've seen evidence has shown that what would the Pele's son do? What did Maradona's son do? Zidane's kids, and so forth. So.
Right, and if it was, first of all, I don't think it's genes. It's the charisma. It's the personality you have, and the personality you have to add your personality and your charisma to the way you play. Because I can have charisma but not have the courage to play like I actually want to do. And moreover, if it was genes, that doesn't mean that it's going to pass on. You could have the genes and not be activated. So, it's just so in such a little. Small probability, it's almost impossible. The moment we see something like that is going to be absolutely historical. Like that's going to happen once.
Yeah, no, for me, it's
more than that.
So I think some people are saying Maldini. Was Cesare Maldini as good as Ronaldinho? Obviously, he was a pretty good defender, but I don't believe Cesare Maldini was regarded as one of the greatest defenders of his generation. He was regarded as very good, but is Cesare Maldini of his time, was he the equivalent of what Ronaldinho is?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And the equivalence isn't there because Dinho is one of the greatest football players ever and one of the most influential football players of all time. So my thing is that a Dinho equivalence is give me Zico, maybe give me Maradona, give me the best, because that's who Dinho is, one of the most talented players of all time. So for me, Charles Maldini was good, but obviously Paolo Maldini was amazing, but he wasn't following. Paolo Maldini didn't have the kind of pressure Dinho's kid is going to have. You know? Right. So, yeah, I know my father was famous and a Milan Italy legend. It's Dinho. Because this is a whole other level of pressure that you're dealing with. And because why I feel so sorry for him is because Dinho is so beloved, people will be desperate for him to be like, man, if only, because it's Dinho's son. And also, Dinho has even said himself that, he's not going to be even more involved with Barcelona because it's his kid. So you're not going to see him in the stands, at the bottom, and so forth. So everyone loves the Disney story. So people are desperate to go through. And guys, 9.999999 times out of 10, the Disney story never comes true. Just never comes true. Talk to me.
Madrid comes.
We talk about Ronaldinho's son and all that. Tell me, has anybody ever lived up to what Ronaldinho has ever done? Any player whatsoever? Has any player ever got to that kind of level that Ronaldinho has?
No. Ronaldinho's the streets, man. It's the streets.
We all see the problem. Like let's take Ronaldinho's son out of the picture for a second, because we all there was a time where we all thought Neymar was the next Ronaldinho. That kind of pressure has already kind of put you on a level where you have no right to stand on yet. You're at a point like where we have the new Cristiano Ronaldo, the new Messi. It's such a dumb thing to do.
No. But us, the issue, what people are like, but Neymar isn't Dinho's kid. Things are Dinho's kid. Well, this is Dinho's kid, so he has to be blah 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 blah. I'm just saying what people's argument is that. Well, this is Dinho's kid, so if anyone is going to be like Dinho, it's going to be literally his child.
I see what you mean, but the thing is, you're not going to be living under the same circumstances. Like where Ronaldinho, the reason why he didn't succeed at Barca was because he wasn't as he didn't have the work ethic to keep going the same way.
Mm-hmm.
The circumstances will always be different. No matter what play you put it in, they will always have the different circumstances. So maybe Ronaldinho's son will have like the potential to get to that level. Maybe he'll have the work ethic, but it's so disingenuous to put the status of a player that used to play the game like Ronaldinho into a player that hasn't even been tested yet. And that's why I don't like doing the comparisons, because let Dinho's son do his thing at Barca. See what happens. He might become.
Let him be João Mendes. Not rather than Dinho's son. Let him be who he is.
He might be one of the greatest strikers to play the game, but don't put these unrealistic expectations on him just because he's Dinho's son. It doesn't make any sense.
Wait, hold on, Oz. I think the streets are taking issue with saying didn't succeed.
What do you mean?
So do you want to elaborate on that before I drop the break, or?
No, what I'm talking about. No, when I say he didn't, the work ethic wasn't there, because he should. If I'm
You mean longevity? You're talking longevity.
Yeah.
No, but it's okay. The thing with Dinho is this. I think Dinho did what he was meant to do, because I don't know what they're saying is that, okay, where like the fire burns for a short time, but for that time that it burns so bright. So my thing is, even if it was such a short time, and if you have some more, you almost appreciate it more because it was for such a short time. Because bro,
selfishly, we wanted more of those. Selfishly.
For me, look, Messi and Cristiano, the longevity, like again and again and again and again and again, and we just say like, oh, these guys are so amazing. But for Dinho, for that short period of time, we've never seen anything like this player before since, and we've not seen it like since or even before. So for Dinho, I think Dinho did what he did because in 2023. Go on to Twitter tomorrow, Dinho will probably be trending, because there's just something about what he did for that time that if you love football, you just fall in love with Dinho. So he didn't need 6 years to be the top. He didn't need 6 UCLs. He did what he was meant to do, and his legacy is set for all time, because I don't believe we'll ever see a player do what Dinho did ever again. You know, because Neymar and Dinho. Neymar, his quality, he ain't what his freaking dude was, bad. So,
before you change topics, I was going to say this. We see more of the not so great parent developing great kids, right? We're more accustomed to seeing that, where didn't quite make it, had a decent career, but they knew what they lacked, so they put that into their child and got some greatness. It's going to be very difficult for a parent doing that for their offspring, and then the offspring having that success and then putting that same drive into their child, because they remember, my dad or mom was so tough on me, and I'm not going to put that same pressure on my kids. It's a tough cycle, man.
Oh no, I mean, yeah. So, Paul.
Also, no, this is information. Like what I'm going to say right now. Sorry,
Paul. I think there's some static from your voice thing. I don't know where that's coming from, but there may be some static. Maybe you need to unplug and replug. Okay, unplug and replug. So no. Look, for me, I said, look, let's Dinho's kid be what he can be, man. So Paul, you good? I think it's just reset the thing. So yeah, no, for me, I just think, look, I mean, let him be what he wants to be. He's not going to be Dinho. We're talking about freaking Dinho, but Barca fans, because I just got DMs about, oh my gosh, Dinho's son just signed for that, Dinho's son, and there's this whole excitement. I'm like, okay, I know you're excited, but why are you excited?
Yeah, let's wait.
Are you excited because you think this is now Dinho reborn and everything now? Oh, because we know that it doesn't work like that. But every Barca fan is like, oh my gosh, we have Dinho's kid, so he's going to be like Dinho. When if you watch him play, it's good. He ain't Dinho.
How old is he?
17.
It's
a good thing he's not a junior as well, because that would be extreme pressure.
But talking about that, can you hear me well? By the way,
Good. This is good.
Okay, this is something that it's just this information. I mean, not mine, obviously. I'm not journalist. But the dinho kid, I don't remember the name right now. João Mendes, was it?
João Mendes.
João Mendes, right. He basically, there's nepotism. He didn't go through the normal stages where a kid his age go through at Barca to get a big category. He was automatically inserted into a higher category. So I think that shows that when you don't follow the procedures and you don't have the crazy talent of Ronaldo Nazario, of I don't know, Lionel Messi, of Ronaldinho, you are not gonna do it. At least not at that level.
Because before you go, same thing with Denzel. How did John David Washington get his big break? Spike Lee and Denzel Washington are very good friends. Spike Lee just called up and said, "Yo, do you want to star in this my next big movie, Black Klansman?" So, and John David, you only got that because Spike Lee is pretty much like your uncle. So, because Spike Lee is your friend. So, and thing with nepotism is you will always get found out. Because now here's the thing though. In films, nepotism will take you all the way. Because films have shown that it's not really about talent. It's just about the people like you. Sports, you will always get found out. So I think Johan Cruyff, all these guys, they all jumped to the hoops. But once it really came about, okay, you jump through the hoops. Now, let's see what you have. If you're not good, and it comes to sports, you get found out, man. All right, last thing, guys, and then we'll be out of here, man. Vitor. They're saying Leipzig have something for you. Like, I don't want to entertain, but they're saying Leipzig want to say something. Don't tell me you're sweating because of Red Bull gives you wings.
I am, but I'll let you finish.
The only Red Bull I recognize is the energy drink, bro. That's the only Red Bull I recognize.
You sweat through his hat? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Listen, man. These aren't normal circumstances. There's a lot on my plate right now, HH. A lot. I've got whispers saying that I don't know how to use Holland. I'm hearing that if you shut down my supply line to Holland or if you shadow KDB, City can't do anything. I was just in suit and tie talking about the 100 plus alleged breaches. All this is on the plate right now. And whispers about players leaving, players not happy. We just recently sent Cancelo packing because he tried to square up to my manager. Things aren't all calm. So yes, man. Thinking about RB Leipzig, I'm sweating right now. I got Aston Villa to deal with. That's what I'm focused on first and foremost. I get it. It's a UCL conversation. But Aston Villa, then Arsenal, and then this match on the 21st, I believe, is when we play. It's going to be important. It's going to be key. I'm going to need Pep to get in that bag. I'm going to need Pep to get in that bag of those psychological tactics that he applies to the players. I need him in those press conferences.
No. But are you worried though? Is there any part of you that's worried about how City have been playing and Leipzig?
Yes, this isn't for show, HH.
Please give me a break.
I didn't have a good night's sleep on Sunday. I woke up on Monday with these 100 plus alleged breaches, Lawyer Oz, and I've got these concerns about trying to three-peat with everything weighing on me. This is real. This is real. This is going to be the toughest repeat ever in Premier League history with everything that's been layered on this club. I'm up for the battle, though. Trust me, I'm up for the battle. When I go off camera, I'm occasionally getting in my push-ups. I'm putting in some single body squats. I'm making sure that I'm in shape because this season is going to be long. RB Leipzig are going to be a problem because of the added layers on City. But you cut me off because I was just about to say, I need Pep to be with his sub-disses in those press conferences. I need Pep to put the battery in the back of these players. I need players that have won four out of 5 Premier Leagues to still have that hunger, that drive, because some men have been eating comfortably for a while. I need all of that reset and us focused like we haven't won a damn thing. I believe that this news that happened on Monday is going to galvanize City. Not only City, the club, the manager, the players, the staff, but the fan base. I think we're all going to be, let's get this done. One match at a time. Don't ask me whether we're winning the Champions League. One match at a time.
It's Red Bull Leipzig. There's nothing for you to
You
worry
can't
about
say
because
that, HH.
Vader, if Venom drops a 2-piece, we're gonna have a meal with.
I'm
some
gonna be
board.
here. I'm gonna be the first person here if that happens.
Okay,
It's not. It's not happening.
This is where you guys are confusing to me. Because you tell me this is the UCL. You don't speak fluent UCLese. You don't speak fluent UCL. You keep telling me this, but then you disrespect the opponents that are in it.
Yes, I'm disrespecting Leipzig. Yes,
Nah, man.
that's
I
exactly
respect
what I'm
the
doing.
competition. No, I respect the competition.
No. I'm disrespecting Leipzig fully. El Professor, Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, I dare you to lose to Charles Darwin.
No, in fact, Charles Darwin is.
Wait, what do I know? See. I dare you to lose to Charles Darwin Nunes and Liverpool.
This game is gonna be who is a worse team. This is gonna be fucking incredible.
Paul, have you seen? No, Real Madrid. They've been struggling. We know Real have been struggling.
Listen.
Have you seen how bad Liverpool are?
No, I've seen it, and the most Real Madrid thing will be losing. at least the first leg. That would be the most Real Madrid thing. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen it, but there are strong rumors, probably spawned out by the very much Florentino Perez and his media, that if Ancelotti doesn't win the Club World Cup, he's out. So in summer. So just telling you that. And the thing is, you are adding that, right? Now the players, Valverde is not in a good state of mind. Vinicius, I'm not gonna talk about him. He's facing all these problems, but at the same time, he's not like he puts any effort in going out of it. In fact, he's kind of making a brand out of this, literally.
People are saying Rodrigo should be given the fate of Frank
try him. I will say this. Apparently, Ancelotti has been training, right? Has been put in as training. Mariano's a 9, Vinicius at the side.
Mariano.
And I understand the idea. Yeah, I know. I the player, you say, what the hell? But Mariano is a real 9. It doesn't matter if he doesn't score goals.
Yeah. He's a non-neutral. Okay.
Get center backs in their place. And Vinicius can move. And then Rodrigo as a 10 behind, which is what I want for. That's the best place for him. And you have double pivot with Tchouaméni or Camavinga. Of course, I doubt that happened because we have so many. This is another thing, HH. Benzema is injured. He's not going to be injured for the Champions League. But how is he going to recover? Is he going to be fine after the recovery? Carvajal still horrible. Lucas Vázquez with the injury. Mendy with the injury.
Are you saying you're afraid of Liverpool? With all the stuff you're saying, you're afraid of Liverpool.
I'm not afraid of Liverpool. I'm afraid of my own club. I'm afraid of my own club. That's what I'm afraid of. I know Real Madrid, and anyone who knows Real Madrid knows that it's very possible that Darwin Núñez scores a hat trick.
Wait, Oz. Why am I scared of Dortmund and Gio Reyna?
Whoa! Don't disrespect Gio Reyna. He's in the form of his life right now. I'm just saying.
What? Oz, are they like waxing the ears or something? I just said, why am I scared of Dortmund and Gio Reyna? I am scared of them because I know Gio Reyna has scored like in his last 3 games and is a man possessed based on the whole controversy happening. So he's a man that's on a mission. So Oz, I am scared.
Hey, look, I wouldn't be too worried about Dortmund. I'll be worried about Chelsea in itself because Chelsea have a little tendency to implode in games when it comes to like accidentally doing a simple pass and make it harder. That's what I'd be worried if I were you, HH, because Chelsea, when it comes to self-sabotage, Chelsea are the number 1 club to do it. And the thing is, you do it to yourselves. It's not even that.
So you're saying we're going to self-sabotage against Dortmund? Because Oz, I didn't have Chelsea going out in the round of 16 on the bingo card. So that's not really part of the plan.
It is a possibility because your fans demand too much. Do you really expect to beat Dortmund like on a real with this team? that you have right now?
Or my honest answer is, let's see how the team looks with Felix back against West Ham. As of right now, I'm not too sure. As of right now, Dortmund look better than Chelsea for sure. Chelsea have scored one goal in the last 3 games. One goal in the last 3 games. The last 2 games have ended 0-0. So, and Dortmund are looking good. Bundesliga not, they're looking good, and Girona is playing well. So yes, I am worried. I'm worried about what Reina, Marco Ruiz, what's your boy? The only thing giving me faith is their defense. But in terms of their attack, of course I'm worried.
You're telling me you're scared of a dude that just came back from fighting cancer and a dude that lies about his age?
Yes.
Is that what you're scared of?
Yes.
Oh my.
100%. 100%. Hold on, let me quickly take the Dubinsky's man. Casey, when will last episode? I'll try and do it tonight. I'll try and release it tonight. I'll release it tonight. Because I watched the episode like earlier today. I'll release it tonight. Because I've got a few things to say. Man. So I think we're Paolo Maldini. Cesare Maldini wasn't as good as Ronaldinho. So Paolo did not have as much pressure coming in. Yeah, and then Maldini, he's not as good as Paolo. Cruyff is severely overrated at level 1 skills Kaka. Now, people hate when I say this. I've never rated Johan Cruyff. I appreciate what he's done as a manager and so forth. I'm sorry. Like, you see, for me, of course he was quality and so forth. I just don't think he was as good as people say he was. I think Cruyff's real impact is what he did coaching-wise and being part of that Dutch collective that pretty much gave birth to Pep Arteta and so forth. But as a player, I think Bergkamp and Robben were better. That's just me. I think Bergkamp and Robben were better.
I mean, they're very good names.
Yeah, very good names. Drog Tax, Dinho, Leicester, Maradona. He played with no. Do you know what it means when Maradona would get higher on cocaine, detox, and then go and drop a masterclass every weekend at Napoli? See, Armando was different, man. Armando was different. Iranian Nos. Okay. No. Okay. No. All right. So, Man City are using one of Boris's lawyers. Wait, are they? Look.
Yeah. And in fact, the lawyers earn more than KDB.
I'm hearing that these guys are like 80,000 a day.
They're earning more than KDB.
At least that lawyer that City have is making more bread, I think, on the level of Holland bread. That's the crazy part.
Bro, whatever you say, like they're gonna need those freaking laws, man. So, look, man, I need to go and play more No Man's Sky, man. On my Nintendo Switch.
The Witcher, you're gonna
I started it and so forth, but I did not. I still need to. I think I'm halfway through. I still need to finish it, but No Man's Sky, I'm obsessed. I'm sorry, I'm obsessed with No Man's Sky. I need to visit more planets with my spaceship.
No Man's Sky, the obsession. Trust me, The Witcher Complete Edition with the DLCs, the best DLCs ever in the video game's history.
No. I'll get there. But let me finish my No Man's Sky, and also I need to also finish the Skyrim Special Edition as well, and then I'll get to Witcher 3.
Okay, could you give us a little Arabian Nights vibe today? Like, I'm feeling Arabian Nights right now, HH.
Oh wow, guys! On that note, I will see you guys on Friday. One love, peace.